Hello, welcome to Retro Core, and we're going to take a look at the Ayaneo Retro Mini PC. Hard to believe that a box this small could contain a fully functional decent PC. But first of all, let's take a look at the specs on the side. As you can see, it's got an AMD Ryzen 3 3200U GPU in there. We've got 16 gigabytes of memory and 512 gigabytes of storage. It comes with Windows 11 Home Edition as well. They recommend it as a desktop system, a game system, a multimedia system, and a NAS system. Well, we're going to check out the top three. So let's see what we get in the box. Okay, so first of all, let's open up the top. As you can see, I've kind of ripped the top of the box there, unfortunately. But I've not actually taken anything out of here, so this is a brand new unboxing. So first of all, on the top, we've got what seems to be some documentation. Let's take a look. Here we've got the documentation in there. Some basic setup manuals, and what's this? We seem to have a selection of screen stickers. Alright, so that's pretty cool. Here we have the PC itself. We'll take another look at that in a moment. And underneath the PC we have, well, there's a lot of good packing in here. And then here we seem to have what would be the cables and the power brick, if we can get it open. There we go. And yes, indeed, that's exactly what we have. A quick mention should go to the manual that comes with this device. It is very comprehensive and extremely easy to follow. Not only does it tell you the basics, how to set it up, but it also tells you how to upgrade the system as well. Very easy to follow, simple instructions. So hats off to Ayaneo for that. Anyone could follow this, even a grandmother could. Well, maybe. Also included is the Ayaneo IS-Base 2.0 instruction manual, and this is for their own game server. Nice shout out to 8BitDo there. Quickly shows you how to use that. Again, very simple. This side of the manual is in Chinese, as you can see, but if we open it up, on this side it's going to be in English. So don't worry about that, you will be able to read it and understand what's going on. And here it is out of the box, and doesn't this Ayaneo look very sleek? It looks just like a classic Mac. This will be your screen. You got a logo here and your power button. Talking about the screen, remember those stickers we saw before? Well, here's a couple of them. There's actually a lot more. But what you could do is you could take one of these stickers and actually peel it off and place it here on the screen to customize it to your liking. And down here, this little Mac logo, well, that's magnetic. As you can see, it comes off very easily. And we did get a few others in the packet. So we can take one of those and simply connect it up to the device. So we'll put this game controller one on here. Oops, if I can get it on. There we go. No, let's get it in straight. It might be a bit easier if we put it down flat. Yeah, we'll put the M logo in. There you go. Nice. Okay. So let's take a look around the actual device and see what type of I/O we got on the back. So taking a look around the back, you can see we've got our Ethernet connection, 3 USB 3.2 connections, a normal USB 3 connection, HDMI 2.0 connection, and a DP 1.4 connection, these two for video out of course, and the power input. Around the front of the device, we've got a USB-C 3.2 generation and a mini headphone jack. Yeah, so you can plug your headphones into this. On the sides, we don't have anything, but I think we got enough I/O on the back to keep most people happy. On the bottom of the device, you can see we've got a nice big fan there. Don't know if you can see that, but we'll take a look when we take it apart, and some information about the actual PC. So How well is this built? Well, from the feel, it's pretty solid. It feels good. But what's it like on the inside? Is it messy? Is it tidy? Let's take a look. Now thankfully Ayaneo have used standard crosshead screws, so this should be a doddle to get into, and as you can see, yes it is. Just loosen them up a little bit and you can do the rest with your fingers. Well, I think they're actually captive, so you're not going to lose the screws. No, they're not captive. Okay, so out that comes, and let's get the other four off. Okay, that was fairly easy to get open, so let's pop off the bottom. No, I think I might need to use a bit of a prying tool here. Use this little tiny driver. So we can prise it up. Whoops, it just went sliding across the table. No little prying holes are there? No. No hidden screw under there, I hope. No. Alright, so let's see if we can just prise this little case off. Ah, there we go. Nice. Okay, it's easy enough to get off. A couple of little clips there. And there we go, we're right inside. Okay, as you can see, this is our cooling in here. Looks like we've got our solid state storage right down there. And yeah, I don't want to go any deeper than that actually on the teardown. But yeah, it seems to be pretty tidy in there, doesn't it? Not too bad. And let's see, yes, I was going to say, we've got the air coming in through the vent here. Right, so that's nice. Okay, well, I think the first thing we've got to do then is connect this up to the capture card, switch it on, and see how does it actually perform. Now when you boot up the Ayaneo for the first time, the first thing you'll notice is the crazy resolution it's set to if you're connecting it direct to a 4K TV like I am. Just look at this. 3640 by 2160. That is some high resolution, and that's not even the highest it goes. As you can see from the options, we can go all the way to 4000 plus resolution. And yes, everything becomes much smaller, but I'm going to put it down to the equivalent of 1080p, and that'll make things a lot easier to see. So here we are taking a look at the specs. As you can see, the processor is an AMD Ryzen 3 3200U with a Radeon VGA mobile graphics set running at 2.40 GHz. We've got 16GB of RAM installed, only 14 are usable mind you, and you can see it's running Windows 11 Home Edition. Now the actual installer Windows 11 is very clean. It doesn't have a load of bloatware built in, but it does have this software, the Ayaneo Games Library. Now this is meant to be like a front end where you can play all your games from, all games that you have installed on the system. But to be honest, it is incredibly laggy. Even after I updated it, it lagged like hell. I would not recommend using this. I mean, I don't think Ayaneo are going to be too happy with me saying that, but I seriously would not use this software. It really was laggy. So I would recommend you to run your games natively from Windows 11, not through this Ayaneo app. Now saying that, the Ayaneo app is not all bad. It does have a nice feature where you can bring up all the different frequencies of the GPU and how many frames per second the system is running at. So on that side of things, it is quite nice. Okay, so let's take a look at some games running. And first off, we'll start with a bit of emulation. Dreamcast Under the Feet. And as you can see with the frames per second readout in the top left hand corner, this is running at solid 60 frames per second. Very nice indeed. So yeah, using this as a Dreamcast emulator, you got no problems. Okay, next up we're taking a look at some PlayStation 2, and as you can see, it runs it, but yeah, it's certainly not the best of quality. It's a bit hit and miss. Some games run fine, some games are slow, some games stutter, just like God Hand here. But what about native PC gaming? Well, let's take a look at Rayman 2 running natively on this device. As you can see, it is lovely and smooth. I'm running it at the top end settings, and I actually do have the resolution set to 4K with HDR switched on. And look at that, it's lovely. Now I don't know why there's green bars down the side of the screen. That seems to be a side effect of when I switch on the HDR or the auto HDR. So yeah, maybe that's something that needs to be looked into. But as you can see, it's running Rayman 2 here, native PC version, in 4K, no problems whatsoever. Okay, let's head back to the emulation and check out a bit of Mario Kart Double Dash running on the Nintendo GameCube via the Dolphin emulator. And as you can see, this is running fairly decently. It does pause a little bit every now and then. Now, maybe if we set it to compile the shaders in advance, that might stop the stuttering. As it is, I've just set it up as, you know, as the emulator is set to default. But even then, it's running at a nice solid frame rate, and it seems to be 60 frames per second. So we've seen the Ayaneo running as a gaming device, but what about as a movie playing device, a media player? Well, let's check that out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the resolution because, let's be honest, I don't think that this device is going to be too capable at running movies in this 4K like resolution. Here we go, 1920 by 1080. So first of all, let's try playing some media files from the actual device. So let's open up this folder, and as you can see here, I have got two 4K video files. Now I've uploaded the K-Lite Master Pack onto this device. So let's see how it handles with 4K video files. First one being a 4:3 video, actually no, a 16:9 video. This is Wham's Last Christmas, the 4K version. Now I've taken the audio off it, obviously, because we don't want to get done for copyright. And it seems to be going okay there. Let's skip forward a little bit. Yeah, it seems to be handling that video just fine, no problem. Doesn't seem to be skipping frames. Oh, actually it may be skipping frames or pausing slightly. You can see a little bit on the snow there, a little bit, but not too bad. Okay, how about a 4:3 aspect ratio 4K video? This is Aha's Take On Me 4K rip, and just to prove that it is a 4K rip, if we go to the properties here, there you go, that took its time, didn't it? 2880 by 2160, 24 frames per second, and it seems to be playing this just fine, no problems whatsoever. So it does look like this is a fairly capable device for playing media. But how about streaming media from a USB stick? Because let's be honest, when we're going to be putting movies onto this device, we're going to be playing them from a USB stick, aren't we? So here we go with Mad Max 1080p Road of Fury. Let's see how it handles this. Let's skip forward a little bit, full screen. Yep, seems to be handling that just fine, no problems whatsoever, nice and smooth. Alright, that's enough of that. We don't be getting done with a copyright strike. Okay, not bad at all. So playing media on the device itself or streaming from a USB stick seems to be working just fine. Alright, so how about online video? Well, first up we'll try a bit of YouTube. So let's go to Google and we'll load up YouTube here. Okay, a bit of denture there, go, battle the ports. And what we'll do is we'll go with the Dreamcast release, because that one is 60 frames per second. And we'll see how this handles it. So we're on 1080p, 60 frames per second there. And this is the Dreamcast footage, yes. And it's playing that absolutely perfectly fine. No problems whatsoever. So 1080p 60, okay. And just double check. Yep, 1080p 60, you can see it right down there. Alright, well how about streaming a 4K video from YouTube? Let's try that. Alright, we'll go with 4K video. Here we go with the old Costa Rica, 60 frames per second. Alright, we're in 1440p here. That's looking good, 1440p, no problems whatsoever. Nice and smooth. Okay, let's try and bump that up to a full 4K. See how we get on with that. Yeah, again, seems to be absolutely perfect, pin sharp. Very nice. So YouTube up to 4K seems to be streaming without any hitches whatsoever. Alright, how about a bit of Netflix? Let's try that. Now I usually watch this in 4K. Let's see, what options do we have here? We don't seem to have any video options. That's subtitles. Okay, yeah, what have we got here? What's that? Well, that is interesting, isn't it? We don't seem to have an option for changing the video playback. Now, normally when I watch Netflix, there is an option to choose the bitrate or the resolution, but it doesn't seem to be there. But looking at that, I'd say that's 1080p. And it seems to be running it without an issue. Okay, well let's check out Amazon Prime. How about that? Will Amazon Prime Video work just as well? Okay, here we are on. And we can just about see down there the HD logo has popped up. So this is 1080p. Now when Amazon Prime runs in 4K, it will actually say UHD or 4K. You may be able to hear that is in Japanese. Let's get the audio back into English. See, we're on best quality here. So let's put it into full screen mode. We'll skip a bit. And yeah, it's running perfectly fine, 1080p, Amazon Prime. So definitely as some sort of media device to play your videos, no problems whatsoever. Unless you're going to be streaming 4K, but even then, as we saw on YouTube, it seemed to handle it just fine. Alright, let's get rid of that. Now you may be wondering, how good is the Wi-Fi signal on this device? Well, let's take a look. Normally when I do a speed test over Wi-Fi, I can get something like, it depends on the day, but you can get like 3 megabytes download. I'm not talking megabits, we're talking megabytes. But let's see how this does. So we're connected to this one. Let's give it a try. So I think we are in, we're actually in megabits. Alright, we're not doing too bad there. We've got 60 megabits per second on the download, and let's go for the upload, see what we get there. A little bit better. Okay, I mean, that's not amazing. That's okay for this area over Wi-Fi, but yeah, normally we can get a little bit better than that. So there we have it, the Ayaneo Retro Mini PC. And as you can see, looking at it right there, it looks right at home next to all these game consoles, doesn't it? It doesn't look out of place at all. Just look at that. You could think it was actually another games console. And I would recommend it. If you're after a device to play videos and play some old PC style games, then this is the perfect device for you. If you're looking for something to play the most modern, state-of-the-art PC games, then definitely the Ayaneo Mini PC is not for you, because it's not going to be able to play those games. But all the PC games, not a problem. Even emulation, as long as you're not trying to push it with really heavy emulation, it's good to go. And as we saw, it's very capable of playing 4K video, and it does go up to some crazy resolutions as well. So one more time, let's just warp this onto its maximum resolution, put it all the way up to 4096 by 2160. Look at that resolution. Wow. And we'll also see if it plays the video file again. And we'll stream it from the USB stick. Just out of interest. Look at that. Wow. It is playing that 1080p video at that crazy resolution without any issues whatsoever. That looks pretty smart. Certainly cannot complain at that. Although, you may be able to complain at the size of the text because you can't see a bloody thing. Anyway, until next time guys, keep on gaming, take it easy. Links in the video description down below if you're after one of these Ayaneo Retro Mini PCs. Till next time guys, no hello, it's see ya. Bye.